Hello and welcome, all friends and devotees of yoga, meditation, and Buddhist studies. Um, Today is Monday, the 7th of December 2015. I'm just going to continue reading my Dhammapada translations in English language. I believe today we'll be on chapter 12. This is from verse 157 to verse 166. For all those who are watching my videos for the first time, I'd like to advise you to visit my website, which is attached to this video. I have all my work, my publication on that website attached to this video. All you have to do is click on the website, and then you should be able to follow. Us from there. Verse 157, a man should be cautious and protect himself properly, since he cherishes his existence and well-being. A sage should be cautious and watchful for at least 1/3 of the period of darkness before dawn. Verse 158, he should first of all build an excellent reputation and be known for doing virtuous deeds, such that if he instructs the people, a sage will not be tarnished or misled. Verse 159, if a man would only act according to his instructions to the people, and he was properly cultivated and fully controlled, he could direct or instruct the people. The real difficulty remains in directing himself. Verse 160. Would that be 160? Yes, it should be 160. A man is his own protector. A man is his own protector. What other protector is there to protect him? Having trained himself properly and thoroughly, a man finds in himself a protector quite difficult to find. Verse 161. Just like a treasure gem cuts a valuable piece of rock, an idiot cuts himself down to ruins. An idiot cuts himself down to ruins by his wicked, erring actions against himself. Actions which are deeply rooted in himself and which have gradually developed within him. Verse 162. A depraved person, just like the creeping plant, which does fatal harm to the shrub on which it grows by stopping the breathing, acts against himself, heading for disasters and doom, only fulfilling the wishes of a fool or ill-wisher. Verse 163. Mistakes and errors, which will obviously result in setbacks and regrets, are almost always made smoothly, without thinking and without difficulty or challenge. But the right, proper, and meritorious deeds are both challenging and very difficult to achieve. Verse 164. These are my Dhammapada translations, the Dhammapada spoken by the Buddha. Just like the young developing bamboo, an idiot produces fruit or labors towards his own collapse and ultimate ruin. The idiot who is engulfed in erroneous ideas, who utters falsehood and evils regarding the fate of the omniscient one, the Buddha, slandering learned personalities and sages, decent practitioners of the teaching, blameless minds of impeccable character. Verse 165. A man errs and does wrong all by himself. A man errs and does wrong all by himself. A man is corrupted and tarnished all by himself. A man is corrupted and tarnished all by himself. A man avoids errors and wrongdoing all by himself. A man avoids errors and wrongdoing all by himself. A man is cleansed and sanctified all by himself. A man is cleansed and sanctified all by himself. Holiness and unholiness are issues to be determined individually. No living human can make another holy. Concluding verse 166, Dhammapada Sutras originally spoken by the Buddha. A man should not abandon his personal well-being. A man should not abandon his personal well-being because of another or in pursuit of another's. In spite of the eminence, achievements, or intimacy of that person, once a man has grasped the fundamental elements of his personal well-being, he should proceed fully in pursuit of these fundamentals. Folks, this concludes chapter 12 of Dhammapada Sutra spoken by the Buddha, originally spoken by the Buddha. For all those who are watching my videos for the first time, welcome. These verses, the Buddha we consider to be our doctor, or our professor, or our teacher. As I said before, comparing in my comparative studies between Buddhism and Christianity, we try to compare what are the comparisons. In Christianity, we worship God. In Buddhism, we just have a teacher. The teacher, the relationship between us and the Buddha is a teacher-student relationship. We don't worship the Buddha. The Buddha is an instructor. He teaches. He's our great grand instructor. The relationship between us and the Buddha is a teacher-student relationship. So the Buddha is our supreme teacher. I always use this to distinguish clearly between Christianity and Buddhism. In Buddhism, the relationship is a teacher-student relationship. In Christianity, unfortunately, it's a God and sinners relationship. God and sinners relationship. Human beings are considered to be sinners. And then, of course, the relationship becomes God and sinner relationship. In Buddhism, no, we are not sinners in Buddhism. In Buddhism, we are students. We are just learners. Human beings were born not sinful. In Christianity, you are taught that human beings were born with original sin. Human beings carry the sin of Adam. Well, in Buddhism, that's not the teaching. Human beings are born plain. Plain mind. Human beings are born plain, and they need to be instructed. Just like a computer, just like you program a computer. So human beings are not born sinful. Human beings are just born needing to know. They need to know, they need to be taught, they need to be instructed. So when you instruct a person, you inform a person becomes learned, a person becomes instructed, a person becomes well informed, a person becomes knowledgeable. So human beings need to be instructed. So human beings are not necessarily sinners. Human beings are not necessarily sinful. So in Buddhism, the Buddha taught the people so that the people may have knowledge. The people need to be taught. They need to be instructed. They need to be learned. They need to learn. They need to know. They need to have knowledge, which is power. So this is the difference, as I always teach, between Buddhism and Christianity. In Christianity, there's a God and sinners relationship. In Buddhism, it's a teacher-student relationship. The Buddha is not God, and we don't worship the Buddha. The Buddha is just an instructor. He's a teacher. He's an enlightened grandmaster. He's a master of knowledge. And so he imparts the learning, and we are not sinners, of course. We just need to learn. We just need to know. We are students of knowledge, students who need to learn, who need to know, who are instructed, who need to be taught. I want to learn something I don't know. I want to learn Russian language because I don't know Russian language. I'm speaking English language currently because I learned English language. As I learned English language, if I learn Russian language, I also know Russian language because I've studied, I've learned it. So human beings are not sinners. Human beings are just in want of knowledge and need to learn and then know after they have learned. So folks, contemplate on these verses, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My email address is c.aburime@hotmail.com. Have a pleasant day, folks.